Look, I think nobody is as over as the Scarlet Witch even before that moment. The challenge was, can we get her over even more?
You break the rules and become a hero. I do it and I become the enemy.
So yes, we're just going to dive right into it. A lot of questions. So Illuminati, first topic up. How was it decided which characters you would include in the Illuminati?
Honestly, it was an ever evolving lineup. I personally never dreamt that we'd end up with who we ended up with. I feel like every character we got at one point was like, well, that's the showcase character. So if we can just get them, we can surround them with other, and by the end, it felt like we'd gotten all of our top choices. Somehow we'd made it work. And that was just so fortunate. And it was great. The actors were also gracious with their time to come in and shoot that stuff. And yeah, that was really fun.
How much coordination did you guys have with the team behind What If, since a lot of them do appear in that, and we did get kind of those hints of Doctor Strange messing with the multiverse back then, so that it kind of was setting up their appearances in a way for the movie, or was it separate?
Well, I was definitely aware of What If. I watched I think when I came on, the Doctor Strange episode of What If was still in the animatic phase. But I watched that and knew what they were doing, which was more helpful to me that Ashley Bradley had focused on Strange and Christine's relationship, because I knew I wanted to focus on that as the heart of his relationship in our movie, or the heart of his emotional story in our movie. So it didn't necessarily affect the multiverse, but it did ultimately, the multiverse of it all. But it does represent one more cautionary tale of a time that a Stephen Strange somewhere in the multiverse has gone bad and ruined a universe. And I think that's part of what our Strange is wrestling with by the end of our movie, is this notion of, wait, is every version of me fated to go bad? And therefore, does that mean I'm gonna go bad?
You're referring to them as a different kind of Strange. Is the Captain Carter that we see in that also the same one, or a different type, so that, you had that ability to just, kill them off?
I don't know. I'm reticent to canonize that either way. I hope not. I hope that's not the one. That'd be too bad.
Fans also have this theory that the Illuminati's Professor X is the same one from the animated series, with the way it was, visually given to us with the music and the chair and the psychic waves. But did you write it that way? And if not, who was kind of behind that movement to get it to appear that way?
I guess that was kind of spearheaded by Kevin Feige, myself, Rich, and really Richie Palmer, our producer, should get a lot of the credit for that, pushing that specific look and feel. We're 90s kids and grew up loving that show, and thought it'd be really cool. And it was really cool that Danny Elfman did his version of that iconic cue. That was amazing.
Yeah, and speaking of Danny Elfman and the music fight in there, I'm guessing you did write that in, and did you lend your thoughts to that? Did you also talk with Danny about how that scene was meant to sound in your head while you were writing it?
Well, that scene was always written as a magic fight between Strange and Sinister Strange, and so many of the fights, by the end of it, it's gonna sound like I wrote none of it. I actually did none of the cool parts of the movie. But it was that music fight. Doug Leffler, one of our storyboard artists, who's worked with Sam forever, and he boarded the upside down kiss in the original Spider-Man. That was him that came out with that specific notion of throwing music notes at each other. And so then it was everybody collaborating, and really specifically Sam, of course, and then Yannick Sears, our VFX supervisor, and then Danny really refining the way it was going to sound.
I mean, it's an awesome magic fight, regardless of what form it took. It was awesome. So then going quickly back to the Illuminati. So there's been a lot of divisive emotional reactions to these deaths. What would you say to the fans who didn't like seeing Wanda kill the likes of Professor X and Captain Carter and, you know, the short-lived Reed Richards that we saw here?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I hate it. I hate it when characters I love do bad stuff too. That's, I mean, yeah, that's, you know, but I'm glad it elicits a strong reaction, and she's trying to get her kids, and I think she's got a strong, defensible point of view in her pursuit.
Watching that and knowing that you are a wrestling fan and you have created heels, it kind of seems as if the Illuminati was brought in to do a job for Scarlet Witch, to get her over. Did that come to you while you were writing that beat? I also had my coworkers like sprinkle in all those words. But yeah, like it kind of seems
it's
like
true. I mean, well, look, I think nobody is as over as the Scarlet Witch even before that moment. The challenge was, can we get her over even more? How big of a pop can we get? And it turns out a pretty big one.
And also these incredible speeches she has, very, very heel-like. Do you just love writing these speeches? Just having Wanda cut a promo while turning even more heel? I'm just trying to use every last vocab he threw in there.
Yes, of course. Well, it's just Lizzie Olsen is such a weapon. She, you know, is the same as Benedict. I have been so fortunate with the actors I've worked with in the MCU. Those guys, Tom, everybody in Loki. But you know, I think that there's a lot of people telling Wanda what she should feel, why she should feel it, what she should do, what she shouldn't do, and why she shouldn't do it. And we're meeting a version of her who is fully actualized in this movie and is sick of that. And you know, in working with Lizzie, we tried to be selective and deliberate, you know, with Wanda expressing her point of view when she found hypocrisies in the stuff all these people were saying to her.
Is Wanda truly dead, or is any wiggle room in Earth 616 that she could return?
Well, a mountain fell on her, so we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.